Hey everybody, I'm Tim and welcome to Cigars Daily Live, and we're coming to you from sunny Phoenix, Arizona with the kickoff of a valiant episode, a battle that has been fought since the beginning of time. I mean, the beginning of the time of cigars, that is, which is really a period of history that only spans about 600 years. But regardless, tonight we dive into Humidor Wars. It's the battle for the best place to keep cigars. And this is a battle. If you are just getting into the world of cigars, you will learn about this battle. It's a place where we often disagree and sometimes don't even get along. There's so many different ways to do humidors out there these days that coming up with the right one is really a matter of coming up with the right humidor situation for your own collection. Like, what should a humidor be made out of? Should it be a bag? Should it be a box? Should it be a Tupperware? Should it be a thermoelectrocuted thing and sitting in your corner? Should you have 3 of them? Is that too many? Is that humidor gluttony? All right, my name is Tim. I'm the host of this show, and all of you watching at home, you are the co-host. Your comments and questions are going to drive this episode all the way through, and I want to thank you so much for being with us tonight. Drop your comments whether you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble or on Facebook or even on our very own community of Cigars Daily Plus. And of course, this show has got the best damn team out there. I couldn't do this alone. I need other people to help me screw it up and get canceled. And so sitting behind the camera is my very good friend, Billy, the cock of the walk.
We have a sad cock of the walk.
What?
Why are you
today.
sad?
Why is the cock sad?
I had to relocate 2 of my chickens today. Yeah, rehousing. The rest of the flock did not like them and kicked their butts all the time, so they had to be segregated into their own little pen.
This is really taking a dark turn.
And so we found
You
it's
all came
actually
here
like
for a
another
second.
Wait. So you gave up the chickens, or you just didn't and then have dinner?
No, we sent them to literally a farm.
Oh
that they can go live on.
yeah.
A farm up north?
Yeah. Hey,
I
I
think
got
Chris
pictures.
Crim's hell yes to something else. But I'm putting it up on the screen. All right. Well, Billy, I'm really sorry to hear that you've lost 2 of your chickens.
We're down 2 chickens.
Down 2 chickens.
Yeah.
These chickens are special to you.
They were special. They
Not
were,
anymore, though.
Not anymore.
They were special.
They're
And
dead
now
to you.
screw those chickens. All right. But you found a farm to rehome these chickens on?
We did find a farm to rehome them.
Sounds like
Cigars,
you're having chicken dinner soon.
Cars and Cigars says we got chicken racism before GTA 6. That's true. We did get that. This is something that happens in chicken culture.
So the whole pecking order, that's a real thing.
It's like
They were-
it's basically it's like the same as the Kardashian thing, right?
Yes.
Like there's a
So there's a
100%.
Chloe of all the chickens.
There's a
okay.
Chloe
Oh.
that no one likes,
Damn.
and they just peck at them.
That's
So,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
Well, Billy, I'm sorry to hear that. Our hearts all go out to you and to the chickens. May they feed someone well someday.
Yep.
Okay. And sitting next to him is El Rey Del Terrio.
I was really excited for you to call us your team of crack people because I was the king of crack people, I guess. But you know what? That's fine. I'm
I
okay
think-
with that.
You know what? We're good. We're all set on that one. The crack comments. I don't know if they dried up a little bit.
There we go.
Shine
That's
So
fine.
Bright says Chuck Cluck, which I assume only Billy knows.
Is that
what
the name of the
means.
farmer that you gave him away to? Billy?
Thought it was Tyson.
All right, and also, by the way, before I reintroduce our new cast member, we're also joined tonight by the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. Nice, thank you guys, appreciate that. And you guys, if you were on last week, you may have noticed a new cast member that we are introducing on the show, a new member of the team, and someone who's really put in quite a bit around here, and that is Ember. Ember joins us in the corner. Now, I'm going to say this. First of all, welcome once again to the show.
Thank you.
You all are free to say silence of the Ams. You're all free to say hello to Amber. Also, we were working on coming up with a name for Amber last week on the show. There were a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Silence of the Ams is pretty solid, I gotta say.
Too bad her name is not Clarice.
I like that one a lot. Last week, some of the names that we came up with were I'm sure I couldn't remember any of them, but you may notice that tonight, if you take a look at Amber, that she does look particularly in character for Ben Strongi says it.
Yep.
The nickname that we're going to stick with, and this is, I think, a working title for us right now, because if some way for me to internet bully you comes up that's better than this,
Of course.
I can't imagine what it would be. But if a way that's better than this comes up, Amber Alert from Eric Metzger. Oh my gosh. Nope, I don't think we're going to say that on this show a ton. Maybe just that one time. Maybe that'll be the only time we test drive that one. The Ambergler. The Ambergler feels really good. And not to mention, she has go ahead and throw it back up there. She has the hat, she has the shirt, and pulls it off unbelievably well.
Thank you. How to make the Amber Burglar cute,
I think we're going to get closer to this with Halloween coming around. We're going to get the eye mask. We're going to get the hamburger tie. I think
I'll
we're
dive
gonna
right
go all the
in.
way through it. Ryan Dean says, Amber, that hat, does that come with a neck beard?
Can you just try just tip the hat and say "Milady"? Just
My lady.
Okay, it doesn't hit like
Doesn't hit?
It
Damn.
doesn't
I'll
hit
practice.
like
I'll practice. I'll come back.
All right, listen. Happy Labor Day, everybody at home, and happy Labor Day to everybody in the studio. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
For the laboring that you do. And I'll tell you this, this team of people, not our CEO who's been at the Himalayas or something like that.
Chicken farming or whatever.
Chicken farming. All of us have been here for I've been here a little over 12 hours. They've all been here shortly after I got here today. Labor Day, everybody put in a lot of time. So around the studio today, I told the whole team, what you light up is up to you. Anything goes. And so Labor Day is a celebration of your labor. Hopefully all of you watching at home spend some time hanging out and just relaxing, which ultimately is the heart of what cigars are all about. Kicking off the stress of the world for a little while. So I hope that something like that happened for you today. And sitting around this studio, that's exactly what we're looking to do with this episode. I do have a lot planned for us. We're going to dive into humidors and everything surrounding humidors. But I want to give everybody a chance to tell you what they elected for tonight's show. Chicken segregator, what
Do I need to scoot over for this one?
No.
Wait, I was just about to show it. I can't show that.
You can't show. You can say what it is, I think.
I got the Opus X Society.
So the Arturo Fuente Opus X Society, which even after I said anything goes, Billy still asked me twice if it was okay.
Yeah.
Light one of those up. And what, for Opus cigars, Arturo Fuente's Opus X cigars, not most of the Opuses are lean more toward the mild to medium range. That one's a little bit punchier.
It's a little bit punchier. It's got a little bit of the pepper kick, which I'm getting more into the pepper.
Nice.
I'm liking it a little bit,
dude.
I'm
You're
only,
adapting.
I don't know. I'm halfway through the first third,
Yeah.
so it's still developing. It's smooth. It's got a little pepper and leather.
Okay. I get some leather out of it. Do you get any like sweetness or like nutty flavor notes out of it at all?
When the camera is off of me,
Yeah.
I will look for those.
Okay.
All right.
Fair. That's fair.
El Rey del Terrence.
Oh, I have if I were to be having a cigar right now, since I'm celebrating my labor, I'd have a Mi Querida Black Saka Khan.
Ooh, Mi
Absolutely.
Querida Black Saka
Yeah,
Khan.
man.
Now, Terrence, I know that I left this picture in the episode. What is your opinion of the Dunbarton Saka Khan statue that is forthcoming? Are you do you need one of these or?
Oh, absolutely need.
Yeah.
It's a gotta have it if you've ever been to Cold Stone Creamery. It's just one of those things where like I asked you when we found out about him, I was like, what do I need to do to get one? What do I need to do? And it's just
Something I
like,
gotta do.
again, like I need to probably come up with another tagline because everybody's like, as Terrence would say, fire. And as
Is that your tagline?
That's what people
That's
say.
the new one. That's his
I
new-
must be doing a really bad job of listening to you. I've heard you say fire. I just don't think of that as your tagline.
I don't know if I have one. Somebody also said that I said something wasn't banging on all cylinders, and
Yeah.
or was it? I don't know. I say a
I'll
lot.
say this. Everything that I've heard you say that I would say is a tagline of yours, I can't say on the internet. So that's probably why that is.
You blocked him out.
Everything.
I say some pretty atrocious things around
Yeah.
HQ. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Richard Crito says, Tim, that started to look a lot like a Viking. Is that copyright infringement? No.
He's talking about the Genghis Saka.
Yeah,
Khan.
the Genghis Khan. No, it's not copyright infringement. If you saw the look for the American Viking Forge Keeper statue, which I left in the episode for this week, a very sexy piece right here. It's a very different look.
Mhm.
And by the way, Saka did show me the concept art for the Saka Khan statue long before I started designing the American Viking Forge Keeper statue. This, by the way, looks, I don't know, a lot better than what he initially showed me. I imagine they've made some revisions to it. And even with the Forge Keeper statue, they came back to me several times and they're like, hey, we think it would be better if we added this or moved this or took away this. And every time it just kept getting sexier and sexier. It was amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Embergler, what is your Labor Day to celebrate your labor? What did you select for a cigar?
I selected My Father the Judge, which is a great cigar. Very happy with it. I'm wondering now, though, with your two picks over there, if I should have spiced it up a little bit.
What do you mean spice it up?
I don't know
were
how you could-
smoking I mean, you if you were smoking right now, it would be cigar of the year of 2024.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
well, that's
saying.
a fair point.
Yeah,
and I
number
do
one-
love this cigar. It's
Yeah.
a fantastic cigar. So
This is the thing. Like, I don't even want to see this on the show. Second guessing your own cigar
that's
selection.
true.
It's
Party
just
foul.
something we should never do.
Mhm.
It's I would say it's one of the only party fouls there is. And I don't want to like put you under the spotlight
okay.
here. I just whatever cigar is the cigar that speaks to your spirit.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's true.
Live your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Live your truth. All right. I selected a cigar with such a specific and unique flavor characteristic that is unmistakable. The Plasencia Alma del Cielo. A cigar that's looks like a little bit earthy and it's very refined, and that's it. There's really no other flavor notes to speak of.
You don't think
with
there's
this
any
cigar.
floral notes or any like?
I mean, it's got a little bit of complexity to it.
Okay,
but,
okay, for sure, for sure.
Nothing.
Is that the
very-
altitude cigar?
Yeah, that's the high altitude cigar.
That's the one you put your oxygen mask on first before
Yep.
putting it on the cigar.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
there we go. There we go.
No,
there we go.
this is the yeah, there it is. Ugh. Terrence did this to us. Okay.
What do you mean?
He
What
tried it.
is that like?
Mick Henry says sunflower seed shells. and yeah, so Terrence got this note when he smoked the cigar, and I think it's an atrocious note. But personally, I think like the flavor notes that I get are all more attainable flavor notes. I don't get hoity-toity with a lot of like cardamom and sunflower seed shells. Oh,
Just because I wear a suit don't mean my flavor notes are hoity-toity, man. Come on.
It's not
That
voice
got
you're
high
doing right
pitched.
there.
talk like that.
I
or
think
what?
that
That's
felt
his
very
offended
doughboy.
voice.
Yeah, like okay, I'm getting flustered. I'm sorry, guys.
You know what? We can make up for this.
Okay.
There's something we can do. I think we can bring down the temperature right here. Help everybody feel a little bit better about the cigars they've selected. Take the tension off Terrence. On tonight's episode, everybody around the studio, for no particular reason, is not drinking Hennessy. So,
Can you show him give Tim the bottle?
we can't
Oh,
put the
you
bottle.
Oh yeah, we
show.
can't show it. We can't show
Okay,
it.
okay.
Terrence did a pour for me, and when he did the pour, the second the liquid touched the glass, I said, "When?" And so I've never had Hennessy before in my life.
Really?
Ever, not even a sip of it at any point ever. No, I've never found the occasion or company to do it
Labor
with.
Day is a fantastic occasion, Tim.
Labor Day. Terrence, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
How much Hennessy do you think you've had?
Ooh, if I'm thinking of exact numbers, under 10 bottles, maybe over 5, somewhere around there.
Somewhere between 5 bottles and 10 bottles of Hennessy.
Over years, by the way, years.
Since this morning. Okay. Well, that's
I got
pretty-
a flask, yeah.
Yeah, I got a flask. He keeps his flask with him. That's why everybody who calls here is so happy after they're done talking to Terrence. So I'm gonna try this, and I'm pairing it with a cigar whose, by Terrence's own account, flavor is sunflower seed shells. I don't know what the flavor note of Hennessy. This is the NBA one, right?
Yes. Sweet, smooth.
It is
smoky.
sweet. It's smooth. It's a little smoky. It's not what I expected.
Exactly. Thank
It's not what I expected at all.
See, doesn't taste like smoke alarm chirp.
No, it
And we're going to the after
Yeah.
party.
Here we
15
go.
minutes to go off the rails.
Let's you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna dive into the comments. Billy, what are people talking about in the comments? Somehow these people are gonna save us from ourselves.
Well, the comments aren't great right now.
Yeah, I imagine. I assume you have some starred though.
I
gonna
do.
drink
Can we wait? We're just going to. Here we go.
Okay, there we go.
Dalen Johnson. Smoke alarm chirp is wild. That is wild.
Oh boy. All right, here we go.
Oh my gosh, did I open up a can of
Billy's
worms?
like scroll. Corey B says, we all have been day drinking, Tim. I hope everyone's been day drinking, and hopefully this episode feels like a nice nightcap to a day of day drinking. Seems like most weeks these recently it does feel that way.
This one's for Terrence.
All right, get
me.
it for Terrence. Go for it.
Ooh.
Kevin Groot says, what pairs best with Hennessy?
So typically, I would say, like, especially with it being a darker, like a brown liquor, that you would want to pair something a little bit bolder. But I feel like the body of it isn't overpowering at all to where you can have something like a Habano wrapper, and especially with that nice natural wrapper sweetness goes really well with it. Or even like a broadleaf doesn't, like a milder broadleaf, like a El Rey del Mundo. Saka Khan as well. I think something that has like nice complexity but still smooth will go along with it very well.
JPH just says sadness. That's just
Whoa.
bearing a lot of sadness.
Do you see the
Regret.
comment two below that by Ben?
Yeah, I do. No, let's leave it alone. All right.
Ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole, Tim.
No, we're all set. We're
Okay.
close.
Hey, we have cigar questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
okay.
I'm actually reading all these real fast because we're in some muddy
We're in
waters
the
already.
murky waters.
All right, here we go. We're going to get these are we're getting into humidor questions.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is
You-
great. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Right.
Call an episode Humidor. Frank says, I have some high-end sticks that keep in one of my Tupper doors for humidity stability. If I'm planning on aging them, should I put them in my wooden desktop instead? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this. Here's the problem with humidors. They come in all shapes and sizes.
Yep.
They come in all different types of materials that they're made out of.
Yep.
When it comes to the right humidor for your collection, it's going to be sort of a custom job. And I'm going to come back. I want to circle back, if I can, to this. Because there's a couple things I want to point out just that have happened this week that sort of really prompted me to do this episode. Number one, some of you saw on the channel over the weekend, I posted a response video to Anthony Mazzola. He posted a video. You can see the thumbnail right here. There we go. And there it is. And there it is. Okay. Anthony Mazzola did a video on the dollar bill trick. And the trick is basically you take a wooden desktop humidor, you put $1 in the lid, you close the lid, and if you can't tug the dollar out, it's got a good seal. And I made the point in here that like a humidor is a lot more complicated than that. And his response to it is like, yeah, the dollar bill trick isn't like this solve every problem for your humidor's trick. It's just to see if the thing seals right. And I think he makes a really good and very decent point there.
Yeah.
By the way, Anthony Mazzola, one of the better or best content creators in the cigar world. I follow the guy. I watch his stuff all the time. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
Mhm.
But the other thing is, and Frank says, word on the street is that Maz and Fatch from Holtz put a hit out on Tim for his dollar bill humidor test slander. I don't know. They wear suits so they can, I guess, afford that.
They can
From
afford a
everything
hit
I've
man.
heard, people in the cigar industry who put out hits, it doesn't go very well for them.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. That was a very,
Wow. Dug
very
deep for
deep
that one.
That's
inside.
poignant.
Yeah, bro.
Things got deep.
I just called up the demons. All right. But other than that, I did this episode on humidors not just because I went after Maz and Holtz, but also because we're literally outfitting the Cigars Daily HQ to expand and include a lot more humidor space. So this last week, I put out a vlog video on how we knocked down a wall, deleted an office out of the building, and included about 160 square foot of new space for cigar storage. And so I'm going to show you through some pictures of that. There is a full vlog video to watch if you haven't already seen the thing. And I'm going to come back to our question about cigar storage and the Tupperware versus the wooden humidor and aging cigars. But take a look at a couple of these. So what you can see here is some of that new office space. Those shelves are already starting to fill up. Not everything in there is cigars right now, but this is that's a lot of the new space and racks that are going in, as opposed to the wooden shelves before. We're building metal racks with this one for no other reason than that my carpenter moved away.
Yes.
There you can see from the outside, I'm probably going to do something with that floor to ceiling glass pretty soon. Next. This is actually just a picture of Terrence destroying a bunch of boxes of CAO Flathead, and I thought all of you should see it.
Yeah,
so,
it's listed as new humidor, and it was small. I couldn't tell what was going on there.
I know. I did that
He
to
looks
you.
like he's in a lab coat in that picture.
He
It
does
does.
like
He looks like he's doing
he's
science.
testing the wood for humidity.
He's building Lanceros.
I'm testing for seals. Yeah.
See if it seals. That one doesn't seal. He smashes it. All right, here's another picture of that humidor space, and we are aiming to. Like I said this in the video. I think that this new space is going to be able to help facilitate something like 40,000 more cigars than the HQ currently holds, and that's going to be with some very creative Tetrising, but that is what I intend to do with it. So there you have it. This really prompted me to say we should do this episode on humidors. Now I want to dive right back into your question about aging cigars. And this is the question I would have for you. The initial question, and I'll repose it for our podcast listeners and for everyone who's just joining us. If you've got some cigars you want to age, you keep your cigars in Tupperware for humidity control. Tupperware does probably the poorest job of just about any type of humidor for controlling temperature. Now, that being said, a wooden humidor is going to do a slightly better job of controlling temperature, but it's not going to solve a problem for you. It's still going to be the same temperature inside as the room that it's sitting in. Meaning if you go to work and your thermostat in your house kicks up to 86 degrees because it's the summer, your Tupperware humidor and your wooden humidor are both going to eventually be at 86 degrees. The wooden one will just take a little bit longer. The other point that I want to make about the wooden desktop humidor is, unless you spend just an ungodly amount of money on a wooden desktop humidor, it is likely made in China out of particle board, with Spanish cedar veneer on the inside, and like a patina on the outside. Thank you. With a patina on the outside that makes it, look like a wood finish. And so is that, the end of the day, the answer is this: whatever gives you the most control is the best solution, especially if you're talking about aging cigars. Straight up. If you want to be aging cigars, which is the practice of taking a cigar, giving it some time to rest, letting the flavor profile balance out, even kind of mellow out or smooth out a little bit, it just requires time. Over time, you want to give cigars in an aging humidor or on the aging shelf of your humidor really good consistent temperature and humidity. You don't want big spikes in those things. So if it's Tupperware versus a wooden desktop humidor, and your wooden desktop humidor seals really well, or it passes the dollar bill trick, then yeah, it's probably a slightly better solution than the Tupperware. One thing's for sure, a wooden desktop humidor, especially if it doesn't have a glass lid, will let in less light. And light is one thing that's not great for cigars, especially long term. And so that I would say tentatively yes, but again, it really depends on a lot of different factors. This is the big challenge with humidors. Do any of you guys have anything to add to that?
Can we have a segment we do every now and then of a listen and don't judge?
Oh gosh.
We listen.
Ooh, I'm
and
excited.
we don't judge.
We don't judge.
How's Billy storing his cigars?
I prefer to have a humidor that I actually have to work to maintain, because I have the old one that you have that literally that thing is
This
so
is the sadomasochism of humidors Billy has right here. All right.
it is so tight that thing stays exactly, and it's like driving a manual car versus an automatic. There's just something nice to like have to maintain your humidity, and like it
So you're a
turns into
humidor hobbyist.
a humidor hobbyist versus
Okay.
like the one I got from you. I set it and forget it, and I just kind of like, wow, okay, it's there. I want to work it.
That's fair. I
Everybody in the
understand that.
comments is judging you. Quickening says, I'm ready to judge. Mike says, Judgment Day.
I feel like we're learning something deep about Billy's psyche right now.
I do
like
too.
Like an earn your love type of mentality, perhaps, or something.
Yes.
You know, it's not good enough this humidor loves me. I have to baby it. So
I
like,
only
give you some
picture
advice.
I picture Billy like with the ball gag in, whipping himself with a cat of nine tails while he fills the water, the distilled water in the basin.
35% because you didn't love this humidor enough.
Wait. I'm not the only one. Bri 760's whipping himself.
All right. Well, read his comment.
Shame.
I get it, Billy. I'm also a
Shame,
glutton
shame.
for punishment.
But I think most people whose humidors are punishment for them wouldn't choose that. Anybody goes like, if you went into let's say that you wanted to store your food and you went into a Home Depot and they had a wooden box with a block of ice in it or a brand new refrigerator, 10 out of 10 of you would choose a brand new refrigerator. When it comes to storing your cigars, like, yes, the actual caring for the cigars is a part of the hobby. It's something that we all love to do. But like, are you advocating, Billy, that more work is what you want, or you want to have cause to tend to your cigars?
I like to tend to my cigars.
Okay. So what does that look like for you? Sorry.
No, please.
Getting in there and like watching the regulation of the humidity and messing around with it and just dialing it in perfect.
You pick up every cigar every night before bed too.
Yeah.
You tuck them in, make sure they don't get
You
too
got to.
cold at night.
You
So
have to.
there's a few ways that you can do this as far as like tending to your cigar collection and not necessarily having a humidor that makes more work for you, but there's a few things you can do. I'll tell you, keep dropping your cigar and humidor questions down in the comments below. We're going to get to as many of them as we can. Billy, do you have a Bluetooth hygrometer? Because this is one of those like pouring over your collection things that really helps.
I don't have a Bluetooth because then I think I would lose myself to that. I'd be at work like messing with it.
Well, the nice thing about the Bluetooth is that unlike a Wi-Fi hygrometer, which hooks to your Wi-Fi and sends you that humidity even when you're in Cabo San Lucas naked on the beach, this one only works when you're within Bluetooth range. And so when you get home, you'll walk past the humidor and bleed-oop, you'll get a notification saying, here's your update for the day. Does that sound like it would
So these comments are getting wild.
Are they getting really bad? We're like being good right now. That's the thing. Michael Grider says Billy likes to fix broken things. Is that friend zone territory? I'm not sure. I'm going to tell you this. You can put the camera on Billy. Billy's wife is sitting behind him like 3.5 feet right now. Yeah, she's like right there behind him. Did you fix him?
Oh, there.
Have you fixed him, Michelle?
I don't even know what that means.
She says it's undoable.
It's
So-
undoable.
She said, I don't know what that means. That's fair. That's fair. When he's fixed up, we'll tell you.
You know,
Come on.
I'm not believing the chicken story as much as I was at the beginning of this show.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
there was some bad blood, or perhaps you did it in a sadomasochistic way to I don't know, maybe torture the other chickens. I'm not sure.
If I come over and pull out a cat of nine tails, what are your chickens going to do, Billy?
They'll put on their little black hoods.
Just put on the little black
Safe words, kiwi.
Oh my gosh.
That's Billy's other channel.
Yeah.
Chicken content.
Yeah, only chickens.
Cigars nightly.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's cigars, humidors. I really had the best intentions for this show, everybody. I promise. I swear to God.
I'm never bringing my Hennessy to share ever again. You guys are gross.
You guys are gross. You guys are disrespecting the Hennessy.
We give Tim 2 sips and it just goes off the rails. This is insane.
Is kiwi really the safe word, Terrence? Is that really what we're going with?
Not for us.
No, just for the
Lancero.
chickens. All right, there you go. We've done one humidor question, and we've talked a lot about S&M and chickens. So let's take another humidor question. What do you say?
I like
All
that
right.
idea.
This next comment here is coming from Trump Dat Bitch 2024. I don't care which side you're on. That's funny.
That's good. That's good.
That's funny.
I don't even know which way he means it.
I don't know which way he means it either.
Could be pro or against with that.
You know
name.
what? We're going to figure it out by the time we're done reading this comment. I have an acrylic Scotty humidor that holds 25 60 ring size cigars, and I quickly outgrew it. What would you all recommend for an upgrade? Would a 50 count be good? I just got into the cigar game. I can tell you right now, what I see out of the corner of my eye is massive no head shaking from the studio audience. Now, a particular member of the studio audience who just bought a full height, double wide cabinet humidor and then supplemented with a single wide, full height cabinet humidor has a problem. He's the cat o' nine tails guy in real life. He's got the situation. Now, I'll say this. This is the one I have to be unbelievably careful about how I say this on this platform. Premium cigars carry risks to us all. They have a product that has nicotine in them that can be addictive. But I got to tell you, from what I've seen online with the pictures, a real problem that people have, the thing they really can't stop doing is collecting new damn cigars. So let's just take your current situation. You got an acrylic humidor that you said holds 25 60 ring cigars and you already filled it. So if you just get one that's a little bit bigger, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to fill that thing too. And so you might think, and this is just a thought, before you waste, Richard Croteau says, hoarding, and that's exactly what it is. We like to call it collecting. It feels more dignified that way. It's clutter. What do they call it? Has anyone watched the show Hoarders obsessively? Allison and I get, oh my gosh, we love watching Hoarders together.
That's fantastic.
They always call it clutter. I don't know why the whole hoarding community has called it that. So if you have a lot of cigar clutter in your home, like the thing that would make more sense to me is this. Rather than spending new money every time you get a humidor that's a little bit bigger and bigger, you eventually just end up with a bunch of humidors. Just a thermoelectric humidor that holds 1, 2, 3, 400 cigars. They're giving me thumbs up in the audience here. Those things are not like many multitudes more expensive. Like a lot of thermoelectric humidors that hold 1 to 2 to 300 cigars are a couple $100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be my solution if I was in your shoes. But what do you guys
think people get scared by 1,000, but behind you, what does that probably hold?
They say that that's a 2,000 cigar humidor. The
And
one
if
over my shoulder
there's-
here. They say that.
And so when they say 1,000, you're probably getting 400 or 500.
I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
There's probably 400 or 500 cigars in that humidor now.
And also depends on if you store in boxes and whatnot.
Right.
Like that's going to take up a bunch of space as well. I always say just get something that you can grow into. It's not like going out getting a 1,000cc motorcycle when you just got your permit or anything like that. But a humidor is definitely something easier to handle than all of that, because rather than having any issues and trying to keep growing and growing and growing, and like Tim said, wasting, you could just have something, and then eventually you're going to get bit by a bug. You're going to get bit by a bug. You're going to want this. You want that box. Oh, this is only a one runner. They're bringing this back, and I really like that. So I'm going to eventually you're going to find yourself with a good collection of clutter that you're able to reach into and grab some things. And not saying that you'll eventually stop, because it never stops. But I would say that going for something a little bit larger, and if you store boxes and whatnot, is always more beneficial.
Talk about
did
it.
the same thing. This exact thing. Started with two acrylic humidors from your videos, because I didn't know if I was going to get that into cigars, and I didn't want to spend hundreds, which first mistake. Everybody gets that into cigars.
Right.
But I had 2 acrylic humidors. Then I got a third one. Then I bought a thermoelectric humidor.
Yep.
Fantastic. I'm getting that going. But of course, now I've filled it up with a box and soon to come other boxes. So it is the clutter problem, but a couple $100 for a thermoelectric, hold 100, 150 cigars, depending on what size. I think it's a good way to go before you get super crazy and you have 3 refrigerator size humidors.
It's the good way to go on a few accounts. One account is the growing cigar collection issue, some clutter. The other account is what we talked about earlier in the episode. You got some cigars that for whatever reason, you don't plan on lighting up right away because either your collection's too big or you intend to age them for a period of time and see what that gives you. Having a humidor that gives you control is always better. I think that's always better. I think these days there are more and more solutions that give you that control. And I think there's a picture that we get in our minds of like a good quality humidor should be made of wood, a wooden humidor like the forefathers had, except for this one problem. None of our forefathers had a wooden humidor. Up until about the 1940s, wooden humidors were not a common thing. Like back in the day, humidors were made out of porcelain, and a lot of them were made out of copper. They would make copper-lined boxes because the goal was to create a container that would hold humidity without like emitting any kind of odor. Copper did a good job at this. Porcelain did a good job at this. Like you could store your cigars in those things. Then eventually they started making them out of Spanish cedar, and the whole like allure of Spanish cedar aromatic woods in like improving the quality of the cigar over time, that was all born out of that time. And so there's like, even today, the idea of a cedar lined humidor is relatively new. When I first got into the industry, I worked for a business where they had a massive supply of desktop humidors that were made out of red oak. They didn't have a lick of Spanish cedar anywhere in them. They were really nice too.
They're pretty.
They were. All right,
We're
let's
going to
keep it
go
going.
down Collector's Avenue.
Oh, good.
Billy, take it and have the Hamburglar read this one. I want to call her Hamburguesa. Sometimes I'm going to do that.
I like that. That's a good one. I can't read from over here. If you fill the 300 count one and then fill 4 30-gallon tubs full. Oh, till you fill the 300 count one.
That's
and
a
then
lot of cigars.
Fill 4 30-gallon tubs full. Yeah, that's the, as they would say in hoarders, that's the collection. Then it's time for a walk-in humidor. I think. Couple refrigerators.
I
worth.
agree with you. You got to kick one of your kids out of the house and then turn their bedroom into a humidor.
I don't care if they're
It's
6,
natural
kick them
selection.
out.
Puro Habano says, I built a room humidor. It can get out of hand. Do you guys want to start a reality TV show?
Yeah.
Cigar
T-shit.
hoarders?
Yeah.
Cigar hoarders, where people who have got too many cigars, we just go in and we're like, oh, there's far too many cigars in here. And then the people are like, oh, I've got to go through them all. And we're like, no, you don't. You have a problem.
And that
You need to give them
scene-
to us.
That scene where you're busting them out of the
Uh-huh.
humidor and then the guys are crying and their wives are like, dear God, thank you.
You'll,
You know,
you'll just go in and be like, can you smoke this one? Oh no, I'm saving that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
I can't-
I'm saying
how-
I can't smoke
How
that one,
can
yeah.
we smoke this one? Oh no, I'm saving that one.
Yeah.
no, that one was special.
That's
That
funny
one was
because-
special.
You're making fun of hoarders, but you're describing our audience for the show.
Like, you know that setting on Facebook where it's like, I'm in this picture and I don't like it? You're talking about me right now. I have a converted fridge that I turned into a humidor where I just have boxes of things that I don't feel like touching for a while.
Straight up, though, I know what's in Terrence's home humidor. I should say I know a lot of it. I would have a hard time smoking it.
It's tough, man.
Terrence is the cigar hoarder who legitimately goes and gets the gems. He really does.
I go out and sorry, Billy.
You're good.
I go out and dig. I go out and dig. I meet people. I find different things out there. But yeah, I've got some things where I just try to put them away, and I just look like half a humidor and a half are cigars that I don't plan on touching for at least another 6 months to a year. So it's really difficult, but I still have my constant rotation of things that I have. I have one shelf that I allow myself to grab things from. I should probably send you some pictures, Tim, because yeah.
Tim Mall says, OMG, stay out of my place. I know about you, Tim Mall. I know
Yeah,
what's up
Tim.
there.
Yeah.
I feel like having a friend with a massive humidor is like having a friend with a boat. You know, you get the benefits because the friend with a massive
Yep.
humidor goes, try this,
Yep.
try that. So I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not saying get a smaller humidor.
You're not knocking it.
I'm not knocking it,
No.
you know, because I'm part of the problem. Because I will always be a friend with somebody with a boat
I always
to
say,
enjoy that boat.
have a best friend that's really into cigars, and it works out well for you in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Billy. Thanks for giving everyone that advice. Super easy to do.
Or show up at a cigar shop so much, or a lounge or establishment or a media company so much
uh-huh.
that they're like, we feel bad. Come work for us.
Do you want a job? You're here enough that if I don't pay you, it's technically a crime.
We'll just take portions of your paycheck and just put that directly. That way the money doesn't change.
Oh my gosh. It's
All right, keep dropping your cigar and humidor questions down below. Billy's going to keep pulling them right here. All of us in this room have a very serious problem. I think we're all ready to admit it too.
Nuh-uh.
No.
Nope, we're not even.
That's
Mama
the
ain't
first
raised no
step.
quitter.
All right,
This is not a humidor question, but it's a fair question.
I like fair. Ed, why is Allison called the wrench? This is fine. I'm good with this. My lovely wife, Allison, we refer to her as the wrench. And there she is right there. If you see, her name has this little wrench by it. And I don't know how it got there. I assume after many years of just calling her the wrench, that this means that she's some sort of comment moderator. Although I don't know that she moderates or has ever moderated a comment on this channel. So I don't know how it got there. But because it's there, she's forever been known as the wrench. That's it. That's really all.
That's fair,
it doesn't
yeah.
take much to get a nickname on this show.
It does not.
Apparently, you've been here. This is your second week,
Yep.
and you're already the Hamburglar.
Yep, in full costume too. So just takes one time.
It looks so much better now. There you go.
But I got to do the pose.
Hey, I need that tie. All right,
I can find it.
we'll get the tie. We'll get into it. Mike Deffenborough says, so I'm worried about underfilling my humidor. How serious is this of an issue? So let's say you do go out and get the thermoelectric thingy, right? The tall tower cabinet humidor, and you don't have the cigars to fill it. Just a hypothetical here for all of us. Is underfilling that humidor dangerous for your cigars? Here are the problems that you might encounter with the humidor like that. If and when you get it dialed in, you might have trouble maintaining a more consistent humidor. So, when you season a thermoelectric, typically the instruction guide will tell you to take the humidity to 5% above where you want to keep it long term. So if you want to keep it at 69%,
Nice.
which is sort of considered to be a good humidity, you might get it up to 74% and then just put all your cigars in it and it'll kind of even out. And the cigars do help with that evening out. They absorb a little bit of humidity and they create an economy of humidity in there. If you've got space for 200 cigars and you put 5 cigars in there, it's not going to even out the same way. And so I don't think you need to worry a tremendous amount about underfilling a humidor, especially if you're using a solution like Boveda's 2-way humidification packs, or if you just don't dial your humidity all the way up to 5% past where you're going to keep it.
Yep.
As long as at some point the plan is to keep a measurable amount of cigars in there. This is, by the way, the same thing, the same issue all dads have in their house with the refrigerator. An empty refrigerator costs more in electricity because the compressor's always kicking on to cool the air inside of there. If you keep it full of food, it stays nice and cool, a lot less electricity required. Same idea with a humidor. So yeah, if you got one and you don't have so many cigars, just have a plan and sort of know how long that might take you.
Are you ready to combat Saka? Ah, dang it.
Combat him with what?
With your opinion.
Oh, my opinion is always here to combat Saka. Keith Kincaid is what I can only assume it is. Saka says that a glass top on the box is bad. Is that a solid rule? Yes.
I agree to that.
Yeah, 100%. But here's why. It's you're looking to set up a container that adequately holds humidity in.
Mm-hmm.
And that glass, where the glass and wood meets, that's typically first of all, glass top wooden box humidors, they just don't hold humidity as well as typically a fully wooden one.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is the glass top ones on the top, they let light in.
Mm-hmm.
Light is not the best thing in the world for your cigars. From my experience, they tend to be much more troublesome. I mean, I wonder what Saka's explanation would be if he would say anything beyond the light and the humidity issues, the seal issues. But no, I mean, I think the best thing about them is they look sort of classy. They let you sort of voyeur at your cigars. You can kind of look at them and, think weird thoughts about them, I guess. But at the end of the day, if your main goal is to take good care of them, no, a glass top's not going to be the best thing. But again, it's what works for you.
Would you say that's true for stand-ups and most help me out here.
No, the
Thank you.
thermoelectric ones, other than the light issue with the doors, Like, so if you notice, a lot of them have like a tinted a tinted effect on the door. But also the thermoelectric ones, the seal on them is this like rubberized refrigerator door seal. I think those have the best seal that there is.
With magnets and all of that. Like if you put it close enough, it just it sucks onto it. So it's
you want to hear that again?
there you go,
sorry.
podcast listeners.
But the other thing about the glass top desktop humidor, if you get a small one that holds like 15 or 20 sticks and that's what you smoke in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I also don't think it matters that much.
I could agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you just like, if you love cigars and you like looking at them, and like, I think to me, one of the most boss status moves, and I want to hear from you guys think about this. If you had a cigar collection, what's the most boss status thing you could do with it? Having a humidor on your desk at work with the glass top on it is just like when people walk into your desk, they're like, oh, damn, homie's cultured. He doesn't have a bottle of Hennessy, but he's cultured. And look at the cigars. I think that's a conversation starter. I think it sort of sets a bar with people that they know what you're about, pisses them off or makes them happy or whatever it is.
Yeah, you don't do your aging in there, but you take from your main humidor that has a good seal, has good light protection, and then put it in there and smoke it in a week. Perfect.
It's almost like a dry box solution,
Yeah,
right? Like
100%.
if you're able to do it in your office or at work where you're at, you just put them in there. You know they're going to lose a little bit humidity, but you might get more crisp flavors.
Even if you're a commuter and you commute to work and you just keep the cigars at work that you're going to light up on the way home or something like that. Like if there's any economy in being able to have a cigar at work, or hell, you can even smoke in your office, which is like a rare treat these days.
Oh, it's the best feeling, man. It's
Bro.
the best feeling.
Bro, do you love that?
Oh, every
like that?
morning with some coffee. Oh my gosh. Don't got to be out in the heat. Oh, man. Subtle flex. Sorry, guys. But yeah.
But I will say what's stolen from you is exactly what we're talking about. If you kept a glass top humidor on your desk with cigars in it, no one here would care.
Yeah,
Like, it wouldn't be cool.
I have a large Boveda bag filled with cigars, and everybody's like, "What's in that bag?" And I show them, they're like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
What
Like, nobody
did the range
cares.
say? Yeah,
Oh,
Tim,
it's
I
up.
do get to smoke in my office.
Sorry. Everything's moving.
Yep.
Cigar Yam said, "Anything is possible." Yes, it is, sir. Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh. Is that actually their slogan?
It's not their slogan. It's
Should be their slogan.
it's a motto for sure.
Tim, the studio audience is getting restless.
Dan Elting says pick of the week. I was literally just thinking of that as you said it. You texted me the pictures, but I did not get them into the episode. Hey, I want to dive into a segment we do every week on this show called the Cigars Daily Nation Pick of the Week. We're going to have time for a couple more cigar and humidor picks and questions for you guys. So Billy is going to watch for those. Drop your humidor and cigar comments and questions down below, no matter whether you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, Cigars Daily Plus, or Facebook. In just a few minutes, we're going to go to the after party for this episode. That's only going to happen on Rumble and the community on Cigars Daily Plus. So we'll invite you to join us there. Also wishing all of you a very happy Labor Day. Hope that you celebrated your labor with the community of cigars. Thanks for being here. This week, we're pulling some from the Cigars Daily Nation Facebook group. This first picture is from Bill G. Bill says, another golf round stick, My Father Blue, and final night selection. Heading out early in the AM, driving to Myrtle to Slippery Rock. And I picked this picture because, first of all, he's clearly on the greens. He's got himself a My Father Blue. The other picture is a Cohiba that says Habana Cuba on it. But the reason I picked this is because of the skull on his desk, which Bill seems to regularly post with his posts on Facebook, and I'm glad that he does. I just don't know where you go to get a skull smoking a cigar that has Myrtle Beach printed across the forehead. It seems like a particularly specific piece of swag.
I feel like you just went to Myrtle Beach.
But like the folks over at Myrtle Beach were like, hey, we need to come up with some cool swag. What says Myrtle Beach? And there's just a dude in the back with like his hat on sideways, like, yo, man, it's a skull smoking a cigar wearing earphones. And they're all like, that's the one.
Who knows? Maybe they have like a large population of Eddie Hardy wearers still out there at Myrtle Beach, you know, and that just sounds super cool. Probably next to it is a tiger that says Myrtle Beach, but it's tattooed on its rib cage, you know?
That's exactly
Or they're listening to the podcast and they're like, those cigar guys, they like ridiculous swag.
They
and
like
we can
the
get them.
dumbest stuff. Here we go.
Wait, is the skull wearing headphones or is that just like a headphone holder?
I think
Because
from
it looks
every
like a
pic-
desk setup, and that just might be where he puts his headphones.
No, because he's got the bows behind it.
Well,
I think this.
That's a good point.
if it is his desk, speaking of making a power move when you come to somebody's office, how would you feel if you walked into somebody's office?
And they had that.
Yeah.
Did
a
we just
skull
become
with-
best friends?
Yeah.
Hold on a sec.
We're holding.
I'm going to the group. I'm going to search his posts in the group. I want to see if those headphones are always there.
All right. While you're pulling that, I have one for Terrence.
Okay, yeah, sure.
No,
This-
those headphones are always on that thing.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
They're part of the decor.
Maybe
All right.
they just like dead things and being left alone.
All right.
Like, yeah.
I want to do number 4 next, Terrence.
All right, copy that.
This picture comes to you from the Cigars Daily Nation, for whatever, this group, this Facebook group that I made. This one's from
2
Kelly.
sips of Henny, by the way.
40 minutes ago. Kelly W says he's got a picture here for the podcast listeners. This looks to be some sort of brown colored doodle standing by a pool in very deep thought over some type of very craft beer and a cigar sitting on a jetline torch. A
Rubano,
Mikado.
yeah.
He says, Luna keeps getting my cigar wet when she shakes off right next to me. Very, very true to dog form. This Mi Querida has a slightly yellow cello, and Terrence helped me pick it out a couple months ago from the Humidor at HQ. Fantastic. Good job, Terrence.
He
Yes.
needs to shave Myrtle Beach into that dog.
I feel like that picture is giving that scene from Goodfellas when Joe Pesci's mom shows that picture repainted, and it's a dog facing 2 dogs facing opposite directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's just the skull. I'm thinking body in the trunk or something. I don't know.
My wife says my husband is drawn to the doodles.
Is that a euphemism for something?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's dirty. No, truthfully, I send my wife a ridiculous amount of puppy featured short videos from the internet. Doodle, Boodle, Snoodle from Mike Deffenborough. Thank you very much. One other thing, and then Terrence, on this one, we're going to go from 2 to 3 in the pick of the week. We've featured this group member before for his very amazing cigar room that he created, all on his very own. Big Boy Cigar Room. Take a look right here. This one right here is from Steve S. Steve says, and I'm going to show you this in a second. He says, saved my bands from my first year of smoking in the Slouge, my cigar room. Making a larger custom top for my table, glued most of the bands down, and we'll do a clear epoxy pour over the table to seal in and have a mirror finish. First time doing a tabletop epoxy, so fingers crossed emoji. And here is what that looks like. That is 1 year of cigar bands, which I
Light
got to
work.
say, that's pretty amazing
Wow.
dedication to save every single one of those bands. I mean, arguably, you just
That's
I'm
a
joking.
Terrence average week
like,
right
whatever.
there.
That's it.
Yeah, I see some repeats, you know, and I'm not like scoffing at the guy. But, okay.
you kind of are, bro.
No, I'm not being
I'm not scoffing at it, but that's garbage.
Whoa, whoa,
I'm not
all right,
scoffing,
don't
but
Don't put those words on me.
don't
All right,
don't you wish that evil upon me, Ricky Bobby?
exactly right. Chris Krim, sorry, needs to smoke more from NY Diesel in Florida. Great idea, Steve, from Dave Powers.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yep, stealing that idea from Chris Krim. It's, I've seen there's a few things you can do very cool with cigar bands and cigar box lids. Doing a coffee tabletop like that is one of them. The other thing I've seen that I really like is you take cigar boxes. Terrence, being a bully from Dirty Bird Bill, you guys should see him when the camera's not on. It's just the worst. So you take a cigar box and you fill it with sand and you close it and you glue the lid shut. And then you stack your cigar boxes crisscross going up and you fill each one with sand. So it makes basically a weighted stanchion. And then you put an ashtray in the top.
Okay.
And basically got a pillar of cigar boxes with an ashtray. It looks freaking sweet. I'm probably gonna have to make one and do a video so I can show it to you all. But yeah,
I
I've
was
seen that
thinking of
before.
like you know how like some boxes are 10 count and they're longer than normal, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of like staggering them, so like one long this way, one long this way, and just stacking them maybe like 5 feet tall, drilling a hole through, and then like putting a lamp through it.
That would be great.
And then maybe like having some this way, leave a gap because they're pointing that way, and some more. So yeah, also have shelf space on the lamp as well.
When you
Something I
said-
haven't.
When you said drilling a hole through it, that is not where I thought you were going with that.
You so nasty, man. What do you mean? What do you do?
Matt Booth is like, let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you about that for a
More
second.
swag ideas.
That's right. All right.
Goodness gracious.
Juan Ortiz says, I would love to see that, Tim. Definitely do a video. All right, I can do that.
We got a lot of sand out here in the desert.
There's a lot of sand and there's a lot of cigar boxes around this place. So it is definitely doable.
Are you ready for humidor questions again?
Yep. Take them. Give them. I want them. Anthony Nguyen says,
Win.
What? All right. Sorry, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Even
Anthony
I
Nguyen.
know that one.
Anthony Nguyen.
Billy is the most American English speaking guy in the room, and he knows a Vietnamese last name.
The fact that you know it's Vietnamese is impressive to me. Anthony Nguyen, I will get your name wrong next time when you post again. Humidor spiked to 75 out of the blue. Bovida packs are still nice and soft and temp stable. What the hell's going on? This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say that humidors all require some dialing in. Some factor, some variable has caused Anthony's humidor to spike to 75%. This can be, by the way, totally temperature related.
Mhm.
If there's a shock to temperature, I would, especially if temperature goes up. One of the important things to know about humidity, its relative humidity, is that the humidity is relative to the temperature. And so if the temperature changes, that will impact the humidity. So let's say that you've got the temperature set to 1 degree or another. It's consistent. And you got a 65% Bovida holding at 65% humidity. If your temperature suddenly climbs up a few degrees, suddenly that 65% Bovida might not hold 65% anymore. The humidity might go up a few percent or 1 or 2%.
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself what other variables have changed other than the humidity in your humidor. It suddenly spiked to 75%, but not for just no reason at all. Not for some random reason. Some other thing changed. And this is where like dialing in a humidor requires like boots on the ground, some eyes on the thing. Because I can't from here say exactly what happened to your humidor. I can give you an idea of some things that it might be. That's about it. Billy. Paul Miller says, funny enough, my Ellie Blue, my
Goodness
electric
gracious.
cooler door, and other humidors are all good. And before I continue reading Paul's comment here, an Ellie Blue humidor is like it's like
the
the
humidor.
It's the Rolls Royce of wooden desktop humidors.
Yeah.
Ellie Blue only makes their humidors out of real wood. I mean, it is that's as legit of a wooden humidor as you're going to get. Funny enough, my Ellie Blue, my electric cooler door, and other humidors are all good, but a Ziploc bag and a Bovida works just as well when I have a few hundred too many cigars. I don't worry too much.
Yeah.
You got a problem, buddy.
No, he doesn't.
I'm not saying that you need to look in the mirror and say anything to yourself about it. I'm just saying it's a good problem to have.
Sounds like he needs to share a little bit more.
Maybe he does. Paul Miller's a great guy. And I truthfully, this is one of the weird things. Like Bovida's humidor bags is a simple solution, especially for that starting off cigar collection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know people who will visit their local brick and mortar shop every single day because they just don't want to keep a humidor at home. But if you're just like getting into cigars, if a person just starting off into cigars and all of a sudden you see you want to get a sampler of 5 or 6, or you want to get 10 cigars, a Bovida humidor bag or even a Ziploc with a Bovida in it will work really well. The only thing I'll say is the Ziplocs don't work as well for as long of a period of time.
Yeah.
Bovida's humidor bag, they say it lasts for a full year. Did you have any bags at any point?
I didn't. I went straight to the acrylic jar humidor,
Okay.
mainly because they're just super easy to get
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy to control. But yeah,
That acrylic jar humidor is still the one that I say today. If I could go back and do it all over again and have never had a wooden desktop humidor and just start with an acrylic jar or something like that, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. All right, Billy, we got time for one more. A Bonhojo Ozium question, gel or spray? Which is better? I'm going to let the room percolate on this one a little bit. If you guys had to say, if you had to guess, what would you say is the better option here?
I didn't even know they made a gel. I've just been using spray this whole time.
I had no idea of a gel.
Wow. This was the wrong question to ask.
Amber, what do you think?
Amber's like, what's Ozium?
I'm not even sure what Ozium is.
There we go. There we go.
Pass.
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wrench.
Yeah. Yeah. And my problem is I'm as not helpful with this as can be because I just unapologetically smell like smoke. So I don't use either. Yeah.
Oh.
Sean D. Turner says P. Diddy gel. Thank you,
Not that.
Sean. I appreciate
1,000
that.
bottles is still crazy.
That's the only input Sean gets on this episode. That one comment right there. I'm glad that it was that one, Sean. And population 1 of 2. Sorry, I was grabbing that. He says spray is all I'm aware of, and I've seen the spray as well, and never seen the gel.
Mhm.
And if I was going to pick gel versus spray, I would probably go with the spray. That would be, but I also having not used either of them, that's just how I think about it.
I would probably say like for a bigger area, let's say like a lounge or a lounge or a room that you smoke in, the spray would probably help out a whole lot. But also like if you're in like a really small, like a smaller, more enclosed place, like I don't know, a car, you could probably open it up and put your gel in there, and that's what I'm assuming is like a little canister, kind of like the these beads that you would put in a humidor. But I would assume that like that would probably help with the smell. Like you park your car after smoking a cigar on the way to work, you put your thing on the dashboard and you get in, you close it, and then the smell is basically gone. Because I trust Ozium a whole lot because I use it here at the HQ from time to time.
Well, I think about it this way. The spray, you know when it's done because it can stop spraying. The gel stuff, like it can lose its efficacy when you still sort of like don't know. And then you go and you get in the car and you're like, oh, this just didn't work as well as it was before. Then it can have a taper off effect where you don't notice that it's not working quite as well until one day you're like, gosh, this just isn't working at all. I need a new Ozium thing.
Like a Glade plug-in.
Yeah, exactly like a Glade plug-in. You're just like, where the hell did my Glade smell go? And I would say the can of spray to me is like, I know exactly what I'm getting out of this. Matt Coyne is here. He says, I prefer the spray, but my wife. Hey.
I'm trying to figure out where this comment came from, this conversation.
God's Green says, Mardi Gras is going to be very different next year.
What are you doing with Ozium at Mardi Gras? You don't. If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
I think it's time for the after party.
I think, yeah, we're going to continue this show right now. We can only continue it on the community, on Cigars Daily Plus, and on Rumble. Continue joining us there for more of the best damn cigar content online on Cigars Daily Live 393, where we talk about humidor wars. And happy Labor Day, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this portion of the episode. For me, it is a huge and tremendous privilege and pleasure to hang out with all of you on Monday nights. And I think I speak for the rest of the cast when I say this, and even for the Cigars Daily Live studio audience. Woo! That's pretty good. That was in unison. All right, guys, join us over on Plus and Rumble and keep dropping your cigar comments and questions. Otherwise, stay tuned for another epic episode next Monday night. Thanks for being here. This is Tim and the crew signing off. We'll see you on the after party.
And live your life.